Let's get started. All right. Welcome to the call, everyone. March 16th of 2026. What a great, great season this month of March has been already and is going to be for next, last 2 weeks of the month. As March is a special month for Riman. Um, Riman was founded March of 2018, 8 years ago. I believe the date was March 16th. It's either March 16th or March 18th or March 14th. I forgot one of those 3 days. But North America, United States, we opened up our first convention was March 18th. So it's our 3 year anniversary here in United States, Canada operating, which is also very exciting. And of course, it's pretty exciting because the expansion of Latin America and Europe is also really starting in the month of March. As many of you know, we have Chile and Spain and Ireland happening in next few days, which I'll kind of remind you of the time schedule with the PowerPoint slide in just a couple of minutes. So it's a pretty exciting month, and I think there is a excitement and new opportunities being created in the air, and it's a great time to create your story and how just think about how great you will feel that maybe you've been in the business for 6 months, 1 year, year and a half, 2 years, or however long it's been. Just imagine how you will feel if you make this month, March of 2026, this month, your best month yet, a month that you had a breakthrough, the month that you took your business from what it was to what it is. The month that you had a breakthrough understanding, breakthrough leadership, breakthrough momentum, month that you saw so many people in your team excel and 2x, 5x, 10x their business. And this is the month. Everything you wanted to qualify, you did it this month. Everything you wanted to start in the business, you implemented this month. Just imagine how great you will feel if you could look back and truly be able to say, my breakthrough point, my my game-changing moment for me was March of 2026. And I believe that many people are going to experience that this month with so many opportunities that are in place right now for us to take advantage of and maximize this month in the month of March. So, I'm super excited, optimistic, focused, and grateful for this month. We still have 2 weeks left in the month of March. All right. So let's go over some of the expansion schedules. That's just for next 3 countries that's happening this month. I know a lot of you do have people in these marketplaces, just as a reminder. So first of all, Chile is literally starting in 2 days. So this coming Wednesday, March 18th, is when the official, our website, Riman.com, will have Chile added to our website. So online registration and online product ordering is going to begin on the website of Riman.com under the Chile flag starting March 18th. Now, shipping products in Chile is going to start about a week later. So next week on March 25th is when the products will start shipping for all the products, that's being ordered between this Wednesday until next week. And it's going to be awesome. There is a lot of excitement in Chile. A lot of people are waiting for the opportunity in Chile, and it's going to be great. And I know we talked about it several times. Some of you are new to the team leader leadership group. Some of you are new to participating or learning about expansion with Riman, but many of you also have been involved or are familiar with the program. One of the greatest opportunity about participating during the pre-launch of any new market that we're entering into It's the first month pre-launch promotion that we run in the market, in any new country that we expand. And this is not a promotion that could come back. It's only available during the launching month. It's the pre-launching month. So for this example of Chile, it's from March 18th through April 30th is calculated as 1 month of business. So instead of March 18th through the March 31st being a short first month, we want to give more people an opportunity to create the best success story as they start their Riman business. So we do a promotion like this where they have more than a month. So their first month of business, so two benefits is one is they have more than a month to create their first month story. So all the activities that happen from March 18th all the way up to March 31st, almost look at it like that's a pre activities where all the signups and all the orders and all those things will be calculated as if they're like April 1st. Does that make sense? So it's almost like having extra 13 days on top of the 30 days of April for them to have a first month story, first month commission, first month success in during the pre-launch month. So first benefit is you have more than 1 month, more than 30, 31st, 1 days to create that story. Second benefit is the fact that usually, managers, senior managers, real-time promotion, team leaders and above, if you meet the requirement during the month, all of you have experienced it. You start earning as a team leader the following month on the first. So usually if someone becomes a team leader, meets the requirement on April 5th, as an example, that's great. Congratulations. Team leader earning will start May 1st. So they will still earn as a senior manager in the month of April. That's of course, and all of you fully understand that. During the pre-launch first month, extended first month, if you meet the requirement of becoming a team leader in that market, let's just say someone becomes a team leader on April 5th, instead of waiting to earn as a team leader starting May 1st, they could actually earn as a team leader for all activities they've done and they're doing from March 18th through April 30th. This is huge. You never are supposed to. You're not supposed to earn team leader money on the activities that you did on your way to becoming a team leader. You're not supposed to earn team leader money on your very first purchase, very first starter kit, very first customer purchase, because you're a planner, you're just getting started. However, during the first month, the launching month in new market, we run a promotion like this where they could actually, what's the purpose? We want the local leaders that's participating in each expansion to have the greatest advantage and greatest urgency and the opportunity, and for them to have the greatest success story right out of the gate as they start their Rima business. So it's very important if you have leaders in these new markets preparing with you, they understand this promotion clearly, you understand this promotion clearly, and you're having enough conversation with that person to help that person to create that team leader story during first month for them to have that great success story, from first month. Think about it. I mean, for them to become a team leader, they're already doing 50,000 SP between March 8th and through April 30th. Just that alone, instead of earning as a planner manager, senior manager, step by step, imagine going back at it and earning on that 50,000 SP or 100,000 SP, whatever they did, on that initial volume. Imagine going back and getting paid as a team leader. It's not just 10% more. It's not 50% more. Some cases, it will literally be 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more than what they would have earned without the promotion during that first month. So this is an incredible opportunity. And now, do they have to do it? Of course, they don't have to do it. None of the, our opportunities are about long term. Our opportunities about, long term residual building, long-term stability building. Of course, those are the main reasons why they're getting started. No one should join a business just to, get some success first month. Of course, that's not the message or the environment or the feeling that we want to give. However, if there is an additional opportunity, if there is an additional opportunity for them to take advantage of because they were at the right place at the right time by getting involved during the pre-launch, during the first month, it will be wrong to not explain the promotion. Why? Because imagine that person didn't understand it or didn't know about it and took it casually, but did a great job, had great momentum, not understanding this. Imagine that person became a team leader, met the requirement on May 2nd. Just think about that. May 2nd. May 2nd means you start earning as a team leader June 1st. 2 days prior, April 30th, means you start earning as a team leader on March 18th. It's not going to be a difference of a few $100s or a few $1,000s. I promise you, it will be the difference of that person. $10,000 or tens of thousands of dollars in difference. So it's very important if you have partners getting started in Chile from the beginning, explain this promotion so they could take advantage of it. Of course, the weekly commission starts once the commission begins. However, for the first month, because we want to make sure that they are taking advantage of the pre-launch promotion for them to qualify. Now, once they qualify, you got to go back and recalculate. And that's the reason the first commission in any new country launch is after the first month close on the 15th following is when the first commission gets paid out. After that, of course, it's going to be weekly, just like how we're used to it here. Okay. So that's happening. Makes sense, right? Spain and Ireland is just next week, so I figure it will be a good time for us to talk about it. March 25th is when the online registration and order begins. So Spain and Ireland, in their scenario, they have what? They have 30 days of April plus 7 days in March for them to have their first month story. So March 25th, online ordering and registration begins. March 31st is when the product will ship. Start shipping, and April 30th is the first month closing. May 15th is the first month commission calculation payout. So this is starting for Spain and Ireland, March 25th. Almost same schedule as Chile, just 1 week after. You want to obviously prepare for that, and it's going to be awesome. Now, with this happening, basically, this coming Wednesday on March 18th, you're going to see two updates to your back office, my office, when you log in. And one is going to be that the pre-launch preparation volume category is going to appear. So, if when you log in, you look at the dashboard, you scroll down and you see an area where it says global revenue, and you can see by my country, other countries, you click on it, you can see the volume per country, you can see all of that. Well, all the volume that you will do during the short part, the added part, okay, added extra time of the first month. Chile's example, it will be all the orders from March 18th through the March 31st. Those volume will not show up in your regular genealogy report. Those volume will not show up initially on the top producer report. Those volume will not show up initially on your report for the volume, okay? Those volume, March 18th through the March 31st, just so that you don't create confusion for yourself and your team, it will not be showing under all the other reports because technically March 18th through the March 31st, it's not March volume, it's April volume. Those volume will be shown separately under the pre-launch preparation volume, the pre-launch holding volume category. And when you go there, if you have activities in Chile, Spain, and Ireland, you're going to see it by country. That way you could monitor the activities, but not get confused with that volume being added to your regular report on all the other things. Just to clarify, to make sure that everybody understands, if you need your 5 active customers or 20 active customers or 10 active customers this month, if you are trying to meet your maybe 2,000 or 4,000 SP top retailer bonus, or maybe 10,000 or 100,000 SP, the team leader or director volume requirement. If you're trying to meet those, do not count, don't bank on the short part, the added part of the pre-launch month of the new countries to count towards that. Does that make sense? Because remember, March 18th through March 31st is not March. That's going to be first month volume, which is technically April. Does that make sense? And you can't use that in March because you're not sure if that person that's creating the volume is going to be team leader or not to get compensated as a team leader until the end of April. So that's the reason why those holding volume will be shown separately. Don't count on that being part of your March production. It will all be for your April production. So for Chile, it's March 18th through March 31st. That will show under the holding volume. Of course, Spain and Ireland will be March 25th through March 31st. It will be showing under the holding volume. Okay, so the first report update you're going to see in your back office is the holding volume category that's going to be added. Second part you're going to see added on the dashboard is the commission preview report. So commission preview report is after the transaction happens. If someone joins, buys a kit, customer buys a product, whatever that may have happened, within 2 hours, you will see that activity being calculated and being added to your commission preview report. So maybe instead of waiting for 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, for you to earn your commission, you're going to be able to monitor, those portions of retail and rebates, senior manager commission, team leader commission, those areas, you're going to be able to see the preview in the back office, which is exciting. When new people are getting started and they're making their first order, they're making their first sale, they signed up their first partner who bought a kit for the first time or whatever the case may be, having those activities and actually seeing the progress. Maybe I haven't got paid my 500 yet, but the fact that if I log in and see that, hey, I already made 500 and the money's coming, it's like, if someone Zells you or wired you money, it's in your account, but it's not in your hand, but it's in your account, and it almost has a positive same impact. And I believe the commission preview report is going to create a lot of excitement with every activities that our partners are taking. So, we want to make sure that we get familiar with it. That's starting on March 18th into date. So there's a lot happening. It's exciting time. Now, I know here, let's see here. Let's see. I know it's not prepared by the company. However, many of the leaders building in Chile together, they're preparing an event. And also this week, and as well as next week in Spain, I believe many of the leaders are coming together and preparing an event, for the pre-launch. And I know I know they're making it open to everyone, but just for managing the crowd as well as making sure that everybody is contributing properly and and managing the expectation. I think it will be important for you to learn about it if you're just sending people there, to make sure that you're setting the right expectation, making sure that people are being respectful and they're all leaders coming together. There are no, so people are participating from other teams and things. You want to have good manner, and you want to make sure that you're showing appreciation for the leaders that are preparing the events and such, instead of being demanding or having trying to get the main speakers and main leaders that are organizing the event. I'm trying to grab them one-on-one basis after the event and just ask them thousands of questions. That could not be a good manner, when leaders have been very generous enough to open up these events for everybody to participate. Mr. Timur, do you have some ideas that you want to maybe share and with everybody about those events coming up?
I'm really looking forward to what's about to happen. Everybody is excited about what's happening right now with this expansion. And anytime I talk to expansion about anybody, I always remind them, hey, you want to attack your backyard before you go across the street. it's almost like a product launch, right? It's like I remember when I first when I first got into Riman, I remember they had a promotion where they had these like the travel bags that everybody loves, and it was a different travel bag, but I think I had like probably like 10 people on my team, and I was like, oh, this is not really helping me out too much because I knew my team wasn't big enough, right? So the bigger your team is when something like that, any type of these countries open, the better opportunity that you're going to have to be able to capture it, right? So a lot of times, you got to realize, hey, build your backyard, right? It's not so I don't speak Spanish, right? I don't know Spanish at all, right? But we've been really blessed to find some good people that speak Spanish that have built a monster organization. So it goes the same. It's the same thing. It's like, who do you know, right? It's work your people's people. It's back to the old school stuff that Mr. Danny Bay teaches us about how to just drive the people, drive your car across the street before you try to drive it across the country. Mainly when you first get your driver's license, right? But I'm fired up about what's about to happen in Spain. I know, hey, I'm going to be out there on that 28th event. Looking forward to being there with everybody. Then right afterwards on the 29th, I'm going to go to UK and be doing an event there. So if you've got people in those markets, feel free to plug them in. I believe the event on, obviously you guys know the event on in Spain is 10 to 6. The event in 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then also the event in UK is from 3 to 5, I believe. I probably should look at the flyer before I commit to that. But it's really exciting right now because everything right now that's happening, everywhere that we go, and that the UK event's going to be at the Arc, and the excitement right now is at an all-time high. That's the biggest thing. This is going to be a record-setting month. There's a lot of great things that are happening right now in the organization, and my mentor has told me something. He said, and I know Mr. Danny Babe remembers this too as well. He said, hey, the time to smack the horse is when it's running the fastest, right? And obviously we don't smack our people like horses, but it's like that's what jockeys do. It's like whenever things are starting to really turn and things are really going big, that's the time where you want to put full throttle down and you want to give it everything that you got. So I really honestly believe, where we are right now with Riman, as this thing has taken off around the world, the most important thing is everybody has a sense of urgency. Everybody's got this urgency right now to build in their backyard, to start building their organizations as big as possible. That's the biggest thing. I remember when that, like I told you, when that launch happened when they had like the LTO moment with this product, I was like, oh, I wish I had a bigger team. The bigger your team is, the bigger your network, obviously that's going to be, how your organization is going to thrive the most. So a lot of times, you don't just okay, I'm gonna go do this market or whatever. But if you just drive through your contacts and if you find some people that are there, that's how it all starts. That's how these big leaders come in. Is I can tell you when I first started building in Korea, I remember just a contact. It was one phone and it was like phone call. And it was like, whoa, I never built internationally really before. And it was just one random phone call from somebody in the organization saying, hey, we know this guy in Korea. And we ended up doing just from that one phone call, 70 million in sales in 1 year. So you just never know how one phone call can change everything for you. And that's exactly what's going to happen for many of you, right? It is if you just give it your absolute very best and you've got full excitement, full enthusiasm, and you're giving it everything you got, that's how you attract the people. When do you get your best people, right? When do you find those leaders that just come in and just hit the ball out of the ballpark, right? And some of you haven't found that person yet. You'll find them, guaranteed, right? You can't share a good idea long enough and not following the right people. How do you find that person is when you're right up here, when you're all in, you're giving it everything you got, and you're focusing on the big picture and you're running hard. Some of you right now, I know your heart's on fire to become a director in Vegas, right? You're on fire right now to build for Vegas like never before. Many of you right now, when brand new people get started, you're getting them registered for Vegas, you're locking them in, you're casting a vision. And when you're doing everything right like that, and you've got that excitement and that enthusiasm that's infectious that people just want to be around, I promise you, that's whenever greatness happens for you. That's when you attract those great leaders. Mr. Danny Babe will tell you, right? I remember this story about him playing blackjack. This is back in the biggest leg that he found came from just I think he was playing blackjack. Danny's like, dude, I don't gamble, but he might have been doing something at a casino. I think it was the Rampart Casino or something, and he just ran into somebody who ran into somebody, and then he had a monster organization, and it was just but he was in the zone. That's what it was. He was in the zone. He was looking for that person. He was visualizing finding that person. He wasn't visualizing the challenges. He wasn't visualizing the obstacles that he was going through at that time. He was visualizing finding that monster leader. And when you visualize greatness and you visualize results happening and you visualize your organization growing, and when you sign somebody up, you visualize them becoming successful. You visualize them plugging in the system. You visualize them becoming senior manager, team leader, director. That's how it happens. And that's exactly what happens in this business I always tell people 90% of this stuff is the 6 inches between your left and right ear. And always remember, you're just an inches, you're just one or two recruits away from just massive momentum. I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer. I've always believed that. I've always believed that that person's going to show up, and they're going to show up when I'm in the zone. And if I'm not attracting the people that I want in my organization at a point in time, I'm always thinking, okay, well, I've got to get more excited. I've got to get more enthusiastic. I've got to get more passionate. I've got to get more focused. And I promise you, whenever you're visualizing it and you're thinking about it, that's whenever you're going to find those great people. This is going to be an incredible close to a month. It's going to be probably, I believe, the strongest close of the month that many of us have ever had. And I can tell you right now, it's going to happen for the people that believe that's going to happen, that are focused in on production. They're not focused in on anything other than production and making it happen and visualizing results and going all out and giving it everything you got. So I'm really fired up about what's about to happen in Spain, about what's about to happen all throughout Europe, everything that's happening in Latin America. Everything right now, the excitement level's at an all-time high for me. The passion and my heart's on fire, right? I'm like, this is it. This is our time to do something special. I can't even believe what happened with. Can you imagine what's going to happen when everybody's able to get their hands on the new Rad 100? Like, I don't even. I honestly, I'm like, I can't even believe like what's happening to my face. I can't even believe it. I'm like, I can't believe. I mean, this is incredible. This is like literally like going to a plastic surgeon. I'm over here like, dang, I'm putting it on this morning. I'm like, good God, what are we doing? How are we coming up with this stuff? Like, let's just microfluidize it 7 times. Nobody's doing that. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, it's the most sexiest product on the planet. It's about to break out on April 1st. You guys, most of you have already got your hands on it, if not all of you, right? The cleansing gel's over the top. What is going on? My face is cleaner than ever before. I can't even believe how clean my face is. This we got our hands on a gold mine, right? And Chairman On, he operates up here, right? He operates up here. He's like, look, I'm gonna do everything I can to get you guys the best products on the planet, right? I mean, let's face it. And our job as marketing, we got to operate up here. We got to operate on a Chairman On level, right? We don't have to go out there and make plants. Hello, we don't have to go out there and search for volcano water, right? We're not going to have to, look for that. All we got to do is what, right? All we got to do is flap our lips, flap our lips. That's all we got to do. Talk to people about what we got our hands on. So, yeah, Mr. Danny Bay. Needless to say, evidently I'm fired up. Evidently I'm on fire right now, man, and I'm just so appreciative to you. Thank you so much, Mr. Danny Bay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Timmer. Well, those events are going to be fun. Good news is Chile event, Mr. Rodolfo, even the leaders are preparing the event, Mr. Rodolfo will be there. Also, the event in Spain, even the leaders are preparing the event. Mr. Rob Lord, our Europe general manager, will be there. So I will physically not be there because I have commitments in Asia, but I look forward to being there after the first month close. We're planning to schedule a tour in May. So this is a great opportunity for you to participate and get started, and it's going to be awesome. Now, before we close, I want to talk to you about two more opportunities that's available right in front of us in United States, in Canada, for our local market, and that we want to make sure we're using the right language, we're having the right conversations. How many of you agree you could have opportunity in front of you if you're not having the right conversation? It's very possible to have the greatest timing and greatest opportunity in front of you and not benefit from it. Would you agree with that? But if you could use the right language and if you could have a lot of conversations and if you could really maximize the opportunity by making sure you're having these conversations, right language is going to create incredible momentum and activities for you between now and the end of the month. So let's talk about it. First is something that we are all very aware of, and I'm sure many of you are already doing it. We've been using this language for the last several days, that all of us been communicating this way, and I'm sure you are doing it as well. If you're not, let's make sure that you're starting today until, at the end of the month, which is using the language right language about new pricing beginning April 1st. So let's talk about the opportunities of April 1st new pricing beginning. So if I'm talking to my customers, if I'm talking to any of my existing planners, any of existing my partners in the business, these are the words that I will make sure that I constantly use nonstop between now and at the end of the month. Number one is to make sure that you're all reminding them in every conversation, hey, this is our last chance to get the product at the old pricing before the new pricing begins April 1st. So let me say that one more time. I know all of you are already doing this, but we just want to make sure that no one is left behind and everybody truly are using the right language. Last chance to get the products for the old pricing before the new pricing begins on April 1st. Now, This is the second part, right following from that sentence that you want to make sure in your own words, but you want to make sure that you're touching on to make sure that you maximize the opportunity. Okay. I would say everybody I've been talking to, I would say, hey, this is the last chance. This is our last chance to get the products at the old price before the new pricing begins April 1st. Even though it's only a few dollars, I mean, why not? We love the product anyways. We're gonna get the product anyways. And why not? Might as well get it at the best price possible before the new pricing begins, right? So we in case the customers and the planners maybe that are not as engaged, maybe they're not as familiar, they just have purchased products here and there, and they don't even really know. They don't really, a lot of people don't remember the exact price, right? They don't know if it was $33. They don't know if it was $36, $25, $29, $60. They don't know. And it's not that relevant, right? Most of the products, we're talking $4, $3, $5, or whatever, $6, whatever it may be. It's only a few dollars. So we don't want to make it seem like, hey, something so big, crazy is happening. No, that's not the case. It's only a few dollars. However, we love the products. We're going to get them anyways. Hey, might as well take advantage of the best price possible before the new pricing begins. So we want to make sure that we're having that conversation. Last chance. And even though it's only a few dollars, it's important to ensure them that it's not a big deal. However, it's a great opportunity now. Third thing that I would mention, especially the people that have purchased from you a couple of times, few times, and they love the products, I would use this language of, hey, I think it's time to stack up, stock up a little. I think it's time to stock up a little. Why? Because the new pricing begins April 1st. It's our last chance to get it at the old price. Hey, I think it's time to stock up a little, for a couple months worth or whatever. Okay. It's going to be a very productive thing to say that, right language to use. With that, as a base, I would also add and promote, hey, when you're doing it, it's really great because company has a promotion right now with the new subscribe and save program that is starting. With the new subscribe and save program that's starting. That's how I would present it. Some people are like, oh, hey, company changed the name of AutoShip from AutoShip to Subscribe and Save. For most of the customers, most of the planners, you want to present the opportunity as an exciting package. Does it make sense? It's the same thing, right? It's all about the pack. I look at our words, our language as a package, right? It's like if I got a beautiful dozen roses, right? And if I just wrap it around in a newspaper and give it to you versus I wrap it around in a beautiful, flower wrapping package. The way you receive it, it feels different. Would you agree with that? If it's presented, same 12 roses is presented in an absolutely beautiful crystal, vase, with the ribbon on it, it feels different. Would you agree? And it's the same product, a same opportunity, same thing, but the language and how you present it, how you wrap it, how you package it, it's going to make difference in how the person receiving it feels. And it's not just little difference, it's night and day difference. Does that make sense? So that's the reason why we share these ideas about these language. So you want to have the conversation from there. So instead of, you don't want to explain it as, hey, the AutoShip name is changing to Subscribe and Save. Well, that's not exciting. I would present it as, hey, there's a new Subscribe and Save program starting. And because of it, there's a promotion happening. It's exciting because right now, as you stock up, right now, as you take advantage of the last chance of getting the old, products for old price, right now, you should put in the order as a Subscribe and Save. I would recommend you should put in the order as a subscribe and save because you have an opportunity to lock in at the current pricing before the new pricing begins, not just for this order, but for next 3 months of subscribe and save orders. That's pretty exciting. So and on top of that, you're going to get additional 5% savings starting April by being unsubscribe and save. So you want to have these conversations I'm breaking it down in details because I want you to understand why we're talking this way and why we're using these packaging with these languages. That way you feel confident to share it and, go out there and maximize the opportunity. But obviously, this whole conversation we're talking about here, it probably takes literally less than 30 minutes, 30 seconds to 60 seconds to have a conversation. If I'm talking to my friend Steve, hey Steve, I know you love the products. Hey, this is our last chance to get it at the old pricing because the new pricing begins April 1st. Even though it's only a few dollars, hey, why not? We're going to be getting products. We love the products anyways. Might as well get it at the best price possible before the new pricing begins. I think it's time to stock up a little because we're going to be getting the products anyways. And really cool because company also has a subscribe and save new subscribe and save program starting in April, and because of it, there's an opportunity to save even more. And they also have a promotion going on right now where you could lock in, the orders that you're going to do now at the best price possible before the new pricing begins. I would recommend that you do it as a subscribe and save order because you could lock in this price for not just for this order, but 3 more months. For us to actually have a better opportunity of savings than ever before because you could get 5% savings on top of the current pricing starting April. So I would lock in by leveraging subscribe and save. So having those conversations, it's like a minute conversation, but you could put it in there, but I'm just breaking it down just so everybody is fully comfortable with the language. Does that make sense? So those keywords, make sure to use it. And let's take full advantage of that. All right. So, also the second opportunity that's for us right now is exactly what Mr. Timmer talked about. What the new products of the Radiance M100 and new products of the expert experience kit, the full the same design and feel and image. I mean, the miniature bottle is incredible. I know all of you have seen pictures and videos. Some of you got to already experience it, because you received them last week, a few days ago, from the convention packs. It's incredible, right? So, and the cleanser experience kit is going to be fire, So with those new products coming April 1st, this is a great opportunity to create anticipation. So the people that I've already had that conversation with, I would have the last chance to get it at the old pricing. I would have that conversation first, okay? I would have that conversation first. I will get those orders in. I will get those subscribe and save started. I will have as many activities as possible with that. But follow up to that, as they're completing that order, as follow up to that, maybe literal end of that conversation or maybe a day or two later, man, aren't you also? I'm so excited. I'm also so excited about the new products that's also coming next month. Is going to be incredible, and mentioning it and letting them know that it's coming and creating that anticipation. And I will tell them, like, we had a sneak preview of it because we had a convention on Long Beach, and some of us got to take advantage of it because we took advantage of this convention special, limited access to a preview of it. Man, it is incredible. I'm loving it, and I can't wait for you to try it. And creating the anticipation between now and at the end of the month. So many of your people, customers and planners and maybe prospects, that have been either using our products or used the old Radiant Sun, but they're waiting for the new one because obviously the old one is discontinued. You want to get them prepared. That way, when April 1st hits, it's not us starting activities April 1st. It's creating the anticipation. So people are waiting for us on April 1st at 10 a.m. when it goes live. Everybody's taking full advantage of that opportunity. So imagine what you could do. Next 2 weeks of time, you could close March so strong with this opportunity, last chance to get it at old pricing before new pricing, having that subscribe and save, having that conversation, lock in price, having those conversations and close March so strong and have so many anticipation built up on April 1st. Soon as the new products get added, you are starting off April, kicking off April with strong momentum. You could literally double and triple and quadruple your momentum between March and April with all the opportunities that's in front of us. Does that make sense? So just let's take full advantage of all these opportunities. I look at these as an incredible opportunity for March and April. Let's take full advantage of these opportunities and have an incredible, incredible close of month of March. All right. Mr. Stevian, do I have anything to share? I know Mr. Stevian is a world traveler. He's been everywhere. Mr. Stevian, do you have anything to share with us before we close the call?
No, just everything said today. I'm just so excited as well. I know that, what Mr. Timmer said, literally focus on your local your backyard as well. Right now, we've been focusing a lot on the local market right now in the state side as well. And super fired up. Next 2 weeks, I know everyone's gonna be pushing hard to close strong before the new pricing begins. Next month it's gonna be even bigger as well. So looking forward to seeing all of you guys, of course, at the upcoming events.
All right. Well, have a great day. Have a great week, everyone. And remember, next week, anyone that becomes a team leader before the 25th, they could still participate. There's still an opportunity for them to enter into the Team Leader Leadership Academy next week, which is going to be super powerful next week. So have a great day. Have a great week, everyone. And we'll see you guys very soon. God bless.